your thing is like when we go out to eat, don't order something that you can make it up.
Look, I'm exposing you now.
See, is a real one. That's a good quote, Lau.
Oh, yeah.
That says that I make stuff at home.
What do you think of them? Toast. Mashallah. I'll make dua for you, honestly.
Welcome to the Chintzy Podcast. I'm Rizaan Rose. With me as always,
Blessed with the best.
you already know,
Okay.
the least, host of the most, JP, Father of the Year, Jackson. Welcome, brother. You're cocky. You say that thing. You're going to range it over on a Jeep. What's it one? Suzuki? Chumney. For the people on a budget.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Are you brother?
I am on a budget.
oh, yeah.
What do we have in the...
Just for the audio listeners, I am also on a budget. But
In the middle today.
in the middle, with the emphasis, is Thameenah. Welcome.
That is decent.
Welcome. I had to fight the evil Christian spirits in my body. So I was gonna go Thameenah.
I'm just going to go Thameenah. You're going to go
Thameenah. Welcome, Thameenah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Nice.
And congratulations on your baby. I didn't know about this.
Oh, nice.
You must, if you
up
need
to
a
speed.
babysitter.
You got
know.
quite a few, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be 4 though?
It's far, but I mean, with her calendar, we must book now.
I wanted to quickly love in the fact that people get your name wrong. And yesterday, so obviously we live in South Africa, so there's different cultures here, right? So I'm dark presenting. I'm black passing. I'm a black passing color. My ace cruise. It's, what I'm saying, I have a coral cup, people call me booty. You know what I'm saying? And I can tweet a cleanly, listen a little bit. Have a moment.
Why does your booty have 2 O's?
Anyway, so I met this lady yesterday now, and we introduced.
Oh, this is a fresh story.
Bro, it's so fresh, bro. I have to speak about this.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm introducing myself, and the lady goes, "I'm T," and I'm like, "Yo, okay, damn. Know what's your actual name, big man? T was the right option. I'm gonna say the name, and I'm gonna say it wrong, and it's gonna be wild. Her name was Totlego. But the L is also on the first T. So it's Tloglejo. The amount of spit that you have to go to complete this name is outrageous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I respect your name is T. She knew I didn't have the facilities for that big man.
Yeah.
She knew I didn't have the qualifications to say that name. And I respect it still. Shout out to Tloglejo. Shout out.
I don't have the facilities.
I don't have it.
Nah.
So, Thameenah, you enjoy Harry Potter, right?
Yes, I
So-
really.
So, the sorting hat is very important in Harry Potter,
Yes.
right? So, in your opinion, what is the characteristic the sorting hat was looking for when selecting the houses?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I think, do you mean the specific houses?
Yeah.
I think that obviously Gryffindor was bravery and Slytherin was cunningness. Hufflepuff, maybe kind-heartedness and caring vibes. And then Ravenclaw was probably your intelligence, smart, that sort of vibe. But it's actually so interesting because I am a potted. That's the term for us. And I have sorted myself on the app twice. Once when I was a child.
Yes.
And I was Gryffindor. And then interestingly enough, when I sorted myself as an adult, I was Slytherin.
Me too.
Yo, what do you resonate with?
Move.
What do you resonate with?
I think probably Slytherin. Because
Okay.
I always had a feeling that Gryffindor people didn't like to make money. Do you know what I mean? No, listen. They were just happy being they were happy not having money.
Yeah.
They just wanted to help the world, but with whatever they had in the pocket.
Views experience on the podcast. Can I just quickly run in there? JP's question was such a. I don't actually watch Harry Potter. Because that is interesting. Like he asked such an academic question. There was like so much like.
Because I feel like
which
if
death
you-
hurt you the most? What's your favorite spell?
Because you actually answered the second part of the question, which was where would you have been when you first read it? Because my understanding, that was the reason, that was the series that got you into books.
Yes.
Right. So reading it at that stage is different stage of life to where you are now. So that was great, but you already, again, 2 steps ahead, but you already answered that question for me. So that was the reason.
And you're building up. I love it.
Exactly.
Sorry, Marv.
This is your show. This is your show. Actually.
What I was going to say is that, so I started reading Harry Potter. That was the first like proper series that I read as a child. But the reason that I actually started getting into books was because I didn't necessarily like people as a child, like in primary school. I didn't feel the need to make friends. I didn't feel the need to speak to people. And I also felt like when I was speaking to people, they were rude. Like they were just rats, man. So I basically spent my entire primary school career in the library. My best friend was our library monitor, Mrs. Waits. It sounds so sad. But it was so fun. Like we used to sit and do like book reviews. Like I was doing book reviews at like the age of what, like 9, 10.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was part of a 100 book club, which is such a nerd thing to do. But like I used to read like hundreds of books in a year and get like prizes and things like that. So I think that that's where my love for reading and like creating this like fantasy world came from.
But I mean, like you speak about it now as if it is a bad thing. And maybe at the time you felt that way. But it's at the end of the day, it's what makes you unique. And I think now you realize there's so many things that you've learned back then that you're still applying today, which you didn't, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have had the skill set that you have now.
Exactly.
And I think we always think that we want our lives to be a certain way, but everything happened to you for a reason.
Exactly.
You were meant to be that person in the book club
Yeah.
so that you can be here now.
And I think it also taught me that, because obviously now I speak to a lot of people. I consider myself a very friendly person. I mean, I'm basically the auntie whisperer. Like I will go speak to every auntie under the sun. But I think that it taught me that first and foremost, you are your own best friend. And you can't rely on people. Because even if you think they're your best friends, they actually rats on the inside. Most of them.
So that view hasn't changed.
No, it
Everyone's
does
rats.
not. They keep proving to me. Give me 10 years and they'll probably show it. Like you have to have yourself first, man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you can't spend time with yourself, then what are you doing?
It's such a. There's so many places. There's so many places I want to go.
Where do you want to go?
Rat slander. The rat advocacy group. Because also I want to unpack just 2 things. Number one is you said like I didn't really like people. Earlier you said like I didn't really like men, and I just there was a part of me that just I was like, oh, offense. Oh, I'm a people. but I think what's so interesting is that I was taken aback by how openly and honest you are. Like you're very upfront. It's not that you like coarse or anything. It's actually just you're very vocal and upfront about it. Where all of us kind of do feel like too much people is a no thanks. The collective noun for a group of people is called a no thank you. So what I actually wanted to bring it is the fact that you can kind of hear in the way that you speak that you're not originally from Cape Town.
Hey. We don't tell people that. Because a Kaapstad Kind.
Even that height didn't have the necessary twang, man. Do you know what it is that I explain to people? Because I work with people from Gauteng. I'm not specifying. And there is a bit, like I call it, there's a laziness. We don't commit to the sound. We don't commit.
Okay.
So even Xhosa people in Cape Town speak Xhosa differently to people because we don't commit to the we Xhosafy English. We lazy. Why am I saying we? I'm colored. So,
Black adjacent.
yeah, listen. Yeah, I actually want to just talk about like where are you actually from, if you want to share, and then what is it like being Cape Townian? Do you identify more as a Cape Townian, or do you identify as like not Cape Townian?
I do identify as Cape Townian, 100%. I think that it's difficult. Like, I think my identity is very vast because my mom's from Joburg. She's born bred Joburg Indian, and then my dad's Cape Coloured. He's literally living coloured.
Okay.
So then they came together, made me, which is a Indian like mixed biryani.
Mock me.
Sorry. No. And so then I was born in Joburg because my parents were flight attendants. They were based in Joburg when I was born. But then when I was like 9 months, they moved me here. So I basically grew up, was raised in Cape Town.
Okay.
But then, like, when it comes to accents, I went to a full-on white school. I went to Rustenburg. So for most of my life, I spoke like a white girl. And then when I was in high school and I finally decided to speak to people, I made friends with only coloured people.
Okay.
And then suddenly I was coloured again. But then
The accent wasn't
and I don't go to Joburg that often. Like I maybe go like 3 times a year. But then people will tell me, oh, but there's that Joburg Indian accent coming from. I'm like, where? Like, where are you coming out from? Stay there. That's not me. That is not me. So yeah, I think I'm just confused.
No, so listen, I must say I'm not actually trying to like upset you or trigger you. I just think for what we do here as the Gen Z podcast, it is very, very important that we highlight the nuances because we're actually trying to open up our arms to see like, listen, coloureds are, or Cape Townians are the mix. It is, we are the epitome of the mix. The masala is mixed.
The Indian. So initially you wanted to become a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Objection, yes. She's scared, man. She's scared. She wants to swap seats.
Like that lie detector test.
And then you went to go and study at BSOX at UCT. And you also had this unique experience where you actually went to 2 of the big universities in the Western Cape, UCT and your honours at Stellenbosch in journalism. So let's just speak about you getting into BSOX and then obviously the decision to take an honours in journalism.
Okay, I think that we should start at the lawyer. So basically what happened was when I was younger, like let's say 16, 15. Okay, so let's go even further back than that. My family, my dad specifically, is very community driven.
Okay.
So from a young age, that was what we knew. Like we would do charity. That was like our normal thing. Because we believe that when you do charity, when you do things for other people, you get in return. Like that's how the world works, right? So as a young child, that's what I was doing. I was always very involved in community outreach, things like that. And then when I was in matric, I was the head of our history and feminist society. Wow. And in that, I randomly actually walked into a refugee program in Wynberg, a donor society. It was so cute, actually, like a little girl was standing outside the program. And then I just went to go speak to her because she was so oulik. And then she dragged me upstairs and then I learned about the program and like I started volunteering.
You really have underlying auntie vibes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
She was so oulik. I went to the girl.
I am Mochi Thames. That is how I identify. Yes. And then, so basically then I started doing that and then I realized that I can do more for everyone around me, right? So I thought, okay, let's be a lawyer. Like that's probably going to be the super cool like part. Like we can represent people, we can do those things. But then as I was getting further in matric, I started wanting to be a lawyer more because I wanted money. It's just my name means expensive. Like it's part of who I am. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So then
Slytherin makes the peaks.
Exactly. So then I was like, okay, do you know what? I thought about it for a long time. I made actually istikhara namaz, which is like a salah that you make when you need answers from Allah, right? And
Can I just pause? It's the fact that I didn't have to translate.
I
appreciate you, okay? Because JP was like, Isti who?
My face wasn't saying East you, but I identify as a Christian.
Sorry, continue. You made istikhara. Go.
Yes, I made istikhara, and then basically the answer that came from that is that I had this random dream, right? And what it was basically talking me through options for my life. And those options were politician, businesswoman, and then like a NPO philanthropist sort of situation, right? And I was like, this sounds like something that I would do, because I realized that politicians, they're supposed to have the most power to be able to make changes in this world.
Yeah.
Not necessarily are going to do it, but that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Business people have the most money, so they have a lot of power to make those changes as well. And then philanthropists are kind of your like community-driven people that will make those actual groundwork changes. So then I decided I'm going to do all three. And that's how I started. Then I did politics at UCT, journalism at Stellies, and then I started my own NPO. Oh, and I also have a business.
Yeah, to make the money.
To make the money, exactly.
Can I ask your NPO?
Yes.
What is your sort of like intention or target? Like what community? In what way do you want to serve the community with your NPO?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you.
Okay, I'm waiting for her to answer the question. But while I wait, we're going to take an ad break. Do you suffer from aunties that look at you funny?
What?
Do you need some self-esteem boost? Come, get a hug. Call in now for a hug. Please, somebody hug me.
Several now.
I don't know what happened there.
It's this ain't that.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my word. Okay. Raw. No, because I work in the non-profit space, man. And so I just want to ask you that question.
Answer.
Yes. Okay. Was it genuinely a nice question? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. I'm sorry if it sounded strange.
JP's reaction threw me off. It's the way she like, that
was like completely. I know what to ask all questions.
No.
That's what we got.
I don't know spice. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Yo, bruh. Can I just say that my feelings are actually hurt? What I was going to say is that I think it was the fact that like it wasn't you won a prize for saying this word when you were a child. It wasn't that coming from the side of the table, so she feels safe here. I think that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Bold of you to assume.
Bold of you to assume. But it was actually just a surprise that I asked a good question. No, that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sips water.
Are you ready?
No water.
Ready. Okay. So basically, so we have a Facebook page called Living Lekka, right? Okay. That's basically my community platform. It's basically the way that I connect with people, find out what they want, what they need, and things like that. So during our 6 years on Living Lekka, we've been to lots of feeding schemes, lots of different NPOs. And what I realized was I don't want to start another feeding scheme because there are a lot of them out there. Okay. There's an auntie that lives in Bridgetown that feeds the Bridgetown community because she knows that community. I don't want to step on her toes, right? But those NPOs need a lot of resources. They need the exposure. They need the technical skills that they don't necessarily have because the auntie's like 83. Do you know what I mean? They need volunteers. They need those things. So basically, I started Communities for Change to be the middleman between our communities and the NPOs.
Okay.
Because there isn't that person that's necessarily bridging that gap between everyone. Because when I was studying politics, I realized that politicians can't make change. They can make changes in like
Policy,
policies, but they can't necessarily, if they're passionate about a community, it's very difficult for them to pass a policy that will affect that community.
Okay.
So I am a big advocate for, what is it called? Active citizenship.
Oh, wow.
So through my NPO, I want to promote active citizenship and tell the citizens that we can do it ourselves. We can help each other. We don't necessarily have to wait for other people.
Sorry, you keep
Yeah,
talking. I'm
that's
just
what I want
talking
to
to
do,
the audience.
That's basically
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I a middleman for NPOs. I like it.
Wow.
I
The connector.
Connector.
that's the word. So, because I think like there's also an element of people because NPO is kind of like corporate. Like that, like if you think of NPOs, they're actually quite corporate, and so they're sometimes really disconnected from the people that they serve. And so I think what's so cool is that you are connecting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are the challenges you are finding when you're now starting, for example, an NPO? Because like you mentioned, people go into business that's already established or starting. There's a lot of steps on how to do your business, to follow this link. But the NPO space, there's not really much, or at least documented on that.
Yeah.
Can you describe what are the challenges that you have experienced just starting it out?
I think that for me, the admin was so hectic, yo. To write a constitution for an NPO, it's literally over 50 pages long.
Wow.
Like, it's actually so insane. Like, as a person that, thank goodness I wrote essays in my, like, I have that
And you got
skill.
the Mr. Foslo Award for leadership.
You know,
Her PA just said she doesn't even know this.
She was like, I didn't even know that.
that is so random, but yes. Yes. So, what is it saying?
The Constitution is 60 pages long.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot.
the fact that the admin is crazy.
hectic,
Yeah.
But thank goodness I have my PA, Kimber, who helps so much with the admin.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I'm not struggling with necessarily, but my next step is to create a team. Because I think that something like this, we can't do alone. It has to be a team effort. And obviously it's based on active citizenship. So we need to promote that.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've experienced or even uncovered when we spoke about is that you are essentially a star. And so a star will not find it easy to then do all the like operational stuff. And so you do need a support so that you can continue to be the star. And I think we were very fortunate that in what we do, we have Solo San, Paul San, Gabby San. Sorry.
So that we can follow Rizaan star, right? Because he's the star. And
What?
Every opportunity. He takes every opportunity.
so you can continue, JP San.
I respect it.
JP
I
San.
don't like it. Like I wasn't ready for compliments in that round. The energy was like, surprised he asked a good question. Last question on the NPOs. Sorry. I'm not salty. I'm fine.
Why are you saying sorry?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
What did you do?
He's okay.
I'm okay. The
I
last
love
question.
that.
It's hot. Huh?
What did you
It's
do?
so
That's
hot.
hot, baby.
It's so hot. The last thing on the NPOs is that like there's this thing in our country that we kind of acknowledge that the success of the NPO is due to the dysfunction of government. That like once you have a government that is functional, NPOs become in a way obsolete. How do you feel about things like that, where there's only so much that you can do within your space? Does that motivate you? Does it sometimes get you down? How do you feel about that?
I don't think it gets me down. It's our situation. We've been placed in that situation, so we have to make the most of it. It's better that we actually do something than sit and say, oh, our government, they suck, like, you know, they're terrible, they're doing this. And Julius, my name was a DJ. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I love DJ Juju. I love him. Yeah. So that's why I'm using him as an example, because he's not one of my favorites. But yes, exactly.
Can you write that book, please?
I love DJ Juju! Exclamation mark. DJ.
Because I'm just picturing. Sorry, it's one of those like my name is Sam. Sam likes this. My name is Julius. I am a DJ. I should be running the country right now. But I'm a DJ. Sorry.
It's literally on my bucket list to see one of these scenes. Have you not seen those videos of like people at Jules in Joburg and then he's just randomly there?
Yeah.
DJ, I want to be that person. I want to take a selfie with him and say thank you. I want to put on my phone, please play. And he would be like,
She's so good.
Yeah.
What were we saying?
So we were talking about
limitation.
the limitations and the need to still keep and pushing through, even though the cards have been dealt.
Yeah.
The government is the government.
But even if, I mean, using those cards, even if it does fix itself, I foresee the role being different. Because there's one getting us to that point which the politicians are responsible for, and NPOs get it to the point where the state is doing that. But the state can't be everywhere. And I think that's where the idea of the active citizenship comes into play, because even though the legislation and government catches up to certain things, there's still going to be this niche part of the community that isn't serviced. So there still will be a place there, at least for, in my mind, for as long as it can be.
Exactly. And I think also like with South Africa's historical and political context, I don't think that we can just wipe away all our problems in a year and with a good government.
Yeah.
I think it will take a very, very long time, as long as people are still trying to process what has happened to us. I think that there will always be a need for NPOs and a need for people that can heal this country.
Yeah. So you're also a host of a TV show, right? A cooking show. How do you get such a, like, how are you placed in a situation where you become the host of a TV show? And you also have a very unique story about the mics, but we'll get to that. How did you end up going or starting the show?
So basically when I was doing my honours, I did my honours in journalism at Stellies. It was, it's a hectic course. Like it's a very intense 1-year course where they basically teach you every single facet of journalism. Wow. Like we made a magazine, we made a newspaper, we did podcasts, we did radio, we did broadcasting, we did print, we did narrative, like so many things, right? And one of our lecturers, she's super cool. One of my like women bosses is Al Venter. She's the head of Pop 24, Media 24's production company. And she was my media entrepreneurship lecturer. So on the first day, she kind of like gave us the course structure. And she said that what we're going to do is we're basically going to pitch her a piece of content as if she is like on a board, like a panel that's going to choose who she wants to take, right? And I went to her. She was smoking an Enchi, and I went to her. This is how you make your best connections, people, especially in journalism, when you go smoke an Enchi outside. Not that I smoke Enchis. You go with him. Anyway.
The expose, like I know what she's like, it's not me.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, just for the auntie's face. Anyway, so then I went to her that day and I said, listen, my dad and I, we have this Afrikaans, like broken Afrikaans Facebook page, and I can cook. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch you a cook show with me and him, and you're going to take it. I told her straight, like on that day, I said, you're going to love this. Like, I already know that you're going to love it.
Wow.
And then at the end of the year, I finished my degree, everything. I was interning at Daily Maverick. at the time. And then I got a phone call from her randomly. And she said, I pitched your show to a few like TV places and ETV wants it. And we start in 2 months.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, okay. Yeah, super cute.
And then it was the first time you were mic'd up for so long.
Yes.
And
Why? Why is he doing this? Why that story?
Okay. So, what was the...
No, tell that story. You already don't tease us.
What are the challenges that you experienced during the show?
Desperate.
That is the question I wanted to ask.
Okay.
The safe question
Yes,
for the
yes.
PG viewers.
So the difficulties was definitely cooking in the heart of summer. Like, because basically we've shot from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
2 episodes every single day. And also my dad can't cook for like to save his life. So I was carrying the cooking of a cooking show.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like they literally, because I thought he was going to prep the stuff. Everything was prepped. They just slide him a bowl and then he goes 1, 2, 3 and starts talking. Do you know what I mean? So it was very hectic in that like manner.
Does it sound hectic for him though?
No, he loved it. You must see him on the show just smiling the whole time.
Because he's not chopping.
And I also can't speak Afrikaans, so like to now remember a recipe, because they're all like very not complicated, but like they're recipes that your aunties and your mothers make.
Yeah.
Like the tomato biryani, like prawn chat, you know what I mean? So they to remember those steps and then still have to speak in Afrikaans, which I can't do.
Yeah.
It was a lot for my brain. Like a lot.
So was that the hardest part? Just,
Yeah, I think that was the hardest part.
But that was the concept that was pitched, right? That you do it in
Yes.
Afrikaans.
And I love it, like, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like you speak Afrikaans, like that's your thing. I'm like, yeah, this is my thing, my bro. I make aunties happy every day. Like, do you know
What
how
are you
many,
doing
do
with
you know
your
how many blessings I'm getting from making this auntie smile? Like I get random to ask from the people, like that's enough for me. Like, you know.
Nice.
But when we started, it was COVID. So people were saying like, please can you carry on making these videos because we're sitting at the hospital and like we watching your videos and it's making us like happy
Yeah.
for the first time in so long. So that's why I continued it because of that like situation. And then I just carried on because the people, you know, like I will go back and sometimes like I'm like, okay, maybe like I should stop. Like maybe it's time now. Then I go into the comment section, like because I don't like reading the comments.
Yeah.
Because I think for my mental health, like I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
just not read the comments because I used to get a lot of hate at the beginning when everyone was bored in COVID. So I go through the comment
Specific
section.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Among Us season.
it was July and September.
July the 23rd,
Yeah,
they sent me
that's
that
when-
paragraph. But yeah, so then I'll go through it and I'll see like, do people still want me to do this? And then I always get the answer that yes, they do. So
I like again a lot of things, but specifically the one thing I think that my tummy did the Ramadan thing. I don't know if you guys heard.
Was
It's
that your stomach?
that was it's the tremor.
Oh,
And the earth is quaking. Yo, bro, I'm halfway there. I'm fasting half day today. Anyway, so,
I'm forcing off there.
I'm not
He's not.
I was just like,
I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
Like when you said that I'm typing, it's like my phone's on 20%. My body's fine.
You actually say that because I'm gonna come to the question back now. But like, do you know? Nah, wait. People ask me like, oh, like, because obviously with Ramadan it's always not even water. Okay. Yeah. I mean, water's for the weak. Jokes. It's like, oh, and then they're like, they're scared to eat in front of you because shame.
Yeah.
Like JP hasn't drunk his water.
Yeah,
Like, he's
yeah,
actually he's scared. He's thinking we're gonna make bad to us. So no, my bro.
I don't remember that to us in this time.
He's
Go directly.
He's knowledgeable.
So that's why.
Now you educate us.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. It's something. Is that like I'm fine to stay away from food. You obviously then thirst is like tough. But like when it's 2:00, I hit like a productivity wall and I become useless. Like my brain ceases to function. And so then I'm like, okay, I can do admin now. I can do admin now.
60 pages needs to be written.
Exactly. No, and I mean, I already work in person. Send it.
Copy paste.
So what I wanted to say is that like, okay, this is my experience. So I'm trying to speak for all the Muslim aunties. I think that number one, the fact that you are someone who is showcasing and highlighting and celebrating the culture. With also respecting the language of the people cooking in the kitchen. Sny gou die vir my whatever what braised onions in Afrikaans. Brainy eiwit. Sit suiker. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, I don't know. I don't cook, I don't speak Afrikaans. I think like when you really deep it, man, like a lot of the recipes come from this is actually what we had. Like this is the only things that we had. So there's a lot of similarities in the recipes. And so I think back then there wasn't as much joy as there is now. Because now, we love slamsekos. We love Malay. We love Indian food. We just like it's just people go overseas. They're like, oh, can I have Indian food? Can I have Malay food? And I think that's the thing that I think is most beautiful. That you are someone who is able to then celebrate a culture that almost like needed that light. Because also what we do here is also we try and showcase what it means to be Cape colored or whatever the case may be, or person of color in Cape Town. Because it's very much like what is our culture. And so again, just I think for the Ramadan dua, I just want to make dua that Allah take you from strength to strength.
So was that what led to you? Was the show the catalyst for the cookbook, or did you always have it in mind?
So basically, the cookbook came from firstly the aunties telling me that they can't write the recipes faster, like enough. And I felt so bad because I was sitting thinking about the auntie without knowing how to pause the TV. So it came from that, and then also my best friends in my life were my grannies, and they both passed away. So what I realized was that we'd never written down their recipes and that they were slowly disappearing. So I was like, okay, I need to actually do this now. Like I need to phone every auntie that I know and find the recipes and put it together.
Nice.
So that's kind of where the cookbook came from. I also did
So it's like a cookbook, but also a love letter.
Yeah. So you must read so part of it. It's not like, I don't want to say it's not like a normal recipe book, but it's like. It's basically a recipe book that I've simplified so that people that can't necessarily cook can cook. And then also it has like stories in it. So it comes from my like story writing part of my life. Like stories on feeding schemes and like about the show and things like that. So it's basically a love letter.
Yeah.
Cute little gift. Can you pull it out?
Can you pull it out?
But yeah, because I realized that people... they can't like I knew this Stormers player Nama. Nama, and he asked me how to make rice. Sorry, I don't know if I'm not supposed to expose it, but I know that he can make rice now. But like, and I was so shocked. I was like, you don't know how to make rice? Like, what do you mean?
There's a bit of press to get the back because we were trying to
keep it up.
That's fine.
Just give us a shameless promo there, please.
So is it
Cooking Lekka. Comforting recipes for the soul.
The voice over.
Mochi pants.
Oh, that's so cool.
So something that you also love doing is watching sunsets, right?
Sorry, I saw.
So And you said it's something about just the connection you have when you see it go down. And one of the favorite spots is Signal Hill here in Cape Town, right? So what is it? What is it
Because
about?
Uncle is watching, you guys know. He's in my phone, he's in my laptop, he's in the Bluetooth of my family's car. Where else are you?
The Bluetooth device
Pairing.
is playing.
Why is it free?
Where the French accent come
Because if it's
from?
the other one, it's just going to
It
be...
starts like Chinese and then it goes French.
Can I just say something before we go
Yes.
to
Yeah.
the sunsets? Because I wanted to speak about what you said, the Afrikaans
Oh,
and losing a year. I've completely forgotten that I remember
Sorry,
now.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
my
It
memory
goes,
is...
it literally
It
goes.
was
Yeah,
he prayed
like
for
that,
you.
yeah.
Because he prayed for
Yeah,
you.
then I was
And then
like,
you
wow.
were taken aback, yeah.
Nothing else mattered.
She's so
But
real.
what was I going to say? So, a lot of people think that I don't like Afrikaans. They think that I mock Afrikaans sometimes, right?
shame.
And I want you to know that Thameenah is a Jack Sparrow fan. Like, I am the person that listens to Early B. I listen to Jack Sparrow when I do my Pilates. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an Afrikaans girl. I always say I'm a Buddha Macy. I'm obviously not. But I am a Buddha Macy. Like, and also, I think that it's very important that us as colored people remind the rest of South Africa that Afrikaans is not a Buddha language.
It's not.
It is our language also.
Correct.
And I think that whether you are half speaking Afrikaans like me or you're fully speaking Afrikaans, it's fine. Because we're all trying to speak Afrikaans and keep Afrikaans alive.
Wow.
Yes, which
Because
is
it's
important.
important.
It's
It's
very
culture.
important.
Yeah.
It's very important. No, I'm glad you said that because I think just like we sometimes corner people when they speak a certain way of English, we corner people when they speak a certain way of Afrikaans as our own community. When there's a spectrum for all of it, and we should just be, like Rizaan says, opening our arms to every shade of what that is. Because
just
regardless of how you are saying it, I still understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and that's the end of the day. That's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're very judgera. Like,
Yeah.
we just are. So I work with kids from like Guguletu, Nyanga, Philippi, and so they will be meneer, yeah, meneer, and it's almost like they feel in a way more comfortable speaking Afrikaans than they do English.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's easier to learn also. So that's why.
Okay.
Linguistically, yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Yeah, because English doesn't make sense.
It does.
English, there's witchcraft in there. They, what I wanted to say, this is actually like a joke, sorry, is that like, no, so I have one of my students, they're from Kenya, but they're Somalian, man. And I asked him, like, so where do you say, I live in Piawel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry. Why did you say it with Doppler effect? Why did you say it as if you were in a moving taxi?
Yeah.
Piawel, where is that Y and W coming from? And it's because
It's in the
people
number
who live here, they constantly hearing taxis with Doppler effect.
Yeah.
And so they think that's the place. It's Belleville. Ring, ring, ring. Belleville. Back to regular programming.
Okay. So sunsets.
Yes, sunsets.
What's it about watching the sunset that you connect with?
So basically, I have a very hectic life. Not hectic in like a scary way, but hectic in a very like jam-packed.
Yeah. He's a guy
like
knowing things
every
about you
single-
kind of way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
ChatGPT knowing my own life. Like, you know what I mean? So like there's a lot happening all the time, and I think that sunset for me became kind of like an anchor to kind of like, because not everything's going to be great. Like you're only seeing the fantastic parts of Thameenah's life. You know, you're only seeing the celebrations and the fun, like frilly things with sparkles. But there's obviously going to be times when it's not that great. And there's been times when I had to make a video and I'd literally just gotten broken up with. Do you know what I mean? Like this, I mean, I got broken up with 2 days into the show, shooting of the show. And literally 2 minutes before I started shooting the episode. But I had to pull on a face and keep going. Do you know what I mean? So that is the life of putting yourself in the public eye.
Yeah.
And people don't want to speak about that. They don't want to see you as like an actual person. They want to see you as the person that they want to see on their phones, right? So I think that for me, sunsets became a symbol of like anything can happen in the day, but the sun will set and it will rise again. And you can rely on that to happen. Every single day it's going to happen. And I think that watching that is just so soothing for my soul, you know?
Cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with a good playlist, like, and some snacks. Some diet. Like.
So I think what I took of it is really being is showing up. I think that's the one thing that when I was reading it was like, cool, this is the one space where I know I'll show up. And just like the sunrise and sunset, I will be there at that time. And I really, in my own life, I try to be that anchor for my people in a certain space. Yeah. So if I'm your guy that you go to for this, I try to be the best version of that guy for you in your life, because I want to provide one anchor that you don't need to worry about that specific area. So that's what I took out of the sunset analogy. But I think it's pretty cool that you can go and look at it and take that experience away.
Yeah. And the sunset will accept you in any form. Like you don't have to put on an outfit and, put on makeup.
Yeah.
Also golden hour.
That's hectic, bro.
The sunset will text you back. You
You might not have a girlfriend, but you'll always have signal.
She said that with so much intention towards me. Chill out. Slow down there. Bucko. But thanks. I'll always have signal. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Don't have thought about signal.
I wanted to talk about my God. I wanted to talk about the whole notion of you sort of becoming famous for the girl who can't speak Afrikaans. But more than that, I wanted to talk about just fame in general or becoming well known. Does that become like, is it a boon in what your mission is, or does it become like a bane, or does it become like a hindrance in what you're trying to actually, the work that you're trying to do? Is it something that like, it creates a challenge because you're now so well known, or is it something that actually makes it easy for you to actually achieve what you're setting out to do?
I think that obviously at the beginning I was a bit like concerned for myself because I wasn't like a public person.
Okay.
Like I wasn't the person that will now make videos and start speaking, But I think that what helped me was the understanding that, and I genuinely believe this, I think that all the things that have happened to me, yes, they kind of connect, but they're very random. Like they're very like who does this happen to? Do you know what I mean? Like who goes to campus one day and meets the producer of a show. Like, they feel to me that they were meant to be there.
Oh, wow.
Like that these things were set out because I'm on a specific journey to accomplish something.
Alhamdulillah.
And I think that with that in mind, I'm okay with it because I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. Because who gets 150,000 followers for not being able to speak Afrikaans? Like who? Like where? Do you know what I mean? It could have literally been anything, but that's what the people chose. So I think that with that understanding, I don't think it's a bane of my existence. I think it's just another opportunity. Alhamdulillah. A way that I've been able to meet so many amazing people and speak to people and find out what they need and what they want and what they do.
There's a deeper take, like, because I think Edway is also someone who kind of popped up with his speaking, saying Afrikaans work, and he's very well done. Shout out to Ep. There's a deeper take that, like, I think we all kind of connect in the fact that having to conform is such a struggle. And I think originally Afrikaans was kind of thrust upon us. However, Afrikaans within its culture, that's the thing that's been thrust upon us. Afrikaans language is fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. Because I asked the question before we started recording. When last did you guys experience racism?
This was a little while back.
Yeah, like a little while ago. I asked like, when last did you guys? And so JP actually said that. Can you just say?
I can share the story.
Yeah. Not necessarily the story, but the like
Oh, the context.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So we recently went through the garden route. Beautiful side of the country. And we, on the way home, we stopped at a small town for like brunch and stuff. So I don't know if my wife is white. So we stopped and I was with my mother and we were a group of 6 people. And my wife and my son, we both walk into the room, and then there was this elderly couple in the booth. Now, their knee-jerk reaction to my wife and myself and my son was just like, or not like more frowned upon. And then I explained in that I can understand the context.
Yeah.
You have not seen this in your small town on the side of the world, and now all of a sudden this mixed race baby is walking past you, and you don't know how to react. So your knee-jerk reaction is, and I think those are things that we can overcome, and it's not as prominent in my space and people in my age to have that knee-jerk reaction. So and on one hand, I actually sympathize with those people because it's hard for them to grow up 60 years doing one way, and now all of a sudden the world's changed.
Look at you, forgiveness.
So I don't take offense, but to your question, when last did I experience it?
Yeah.
That would be a moment where I experience it. But I hope also, again, as with evolution, that my son doesn't get to experience that. That when he takes us to a breakfast or whatever, he doesn't see people's reaction with his parents looking like that. And I think, we're not there yet. It takes time, but that would be my answer. Did you ever experience?
But those people will be dead by then.
No.
Because that's the thing, is that it's these old people.
Yeah.
They are the problem. And I say this with a lot of respect, like my own nanny shame. I don't speak but she was also racist. Like, she was just a person that, like, for some reason, she just did not like black people necessarily. And I think that a lot of people, they have the same older grandparents and parents that have this, like, entrenched, like, dislike for people that don't look like them. Yeah. So I think that when they pass away, inshallah, if they haven't like now affected the rest of us, then it should be a lot better.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's so nice of you to not like go and now like shout at the people, and do you know what I mean? That shows a lot about your personality, your compassion towards people. That's really nice.
Because I mean, I'm comfortable with myself, right? And I'm comfortable with who I am. The fact that I was able to convince my wife to be my partner is already the biggest win. That's the win here. Yeah. The fact that you are offended by my accomplishment is on you.
That's their problem.
It's on you. So I mean, that's
stippling down.
That's that. Again, I can't choose your life, just like you can't choose my life. But I'm very comfortable in what I have done. I'm very grateful for what I have.
So, 2 things. Thing number 1 is I have white colleagues, and so I asked one of my colleagues that started. They're from Pretoria, and so they speak Afrikaans, but people think they're like from Cape Town. You know, they're just Afrikaans speaking. Anyway, so then I asked him, well, let's check, man. Like, if he's actually Cape Colored, how do you say the name of the book, Lekka? How do you say that, man? And then they hard art, bro. They lekker. They hard art, and I'm like, don't hard art. And I just thought it was the funniest thing, the signifiable Cape Town. How do you say liquor? You don't know hard audio. That's so niche. What I actually wanted to bring it back to is the whole thing at like, I didn't mean to actually bring it to racism. Sorry, I wanted to bring it to the fact that we have a shared struggle, and I think that's what we're connecting on. Is that like Afrikaans is tough. Dis moeilik. You know what I'm saying? It was, sorry, she hard gevaarlik.
Oh.
Yeah, because we say duidelik and stuff like that. We say woelig. Why?
Gevaarlik.
You know what I'm saying? But also hard is crazy. Can we go towards?
Yes.
Do we have? Is it in the bowl?
No. Okay.
Sorry.
But can I speak about
Go
the
for it.
racism?
Yeah, go for it.
Because something that I haven't like said on like any type of media yet is that when I was in my honors, I experienced racism in a very specific way because I obviously went to Steelies, like it's a lot of Afrikaans white people. And there was this girl and she was telling people that the only reason, because I got chosen for all the like broadcasting things, man. But it was purely because at the beginning of my honours, I told the lecturer that's what I want to do. Like this is where I'm meant to be, put me in front of things and let me speak. And so she did that. And then what I got heard back from everyone else was that this person was saying that I am the diversity card of the class. And that's why I'm getting chosen. And I was like, huh? I was like, just say that you heard. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why must you now make stories?
Yeah.
And I think that for me, I'm glad that I didn't say anything or anything like that, which obviously, if you feel strongly enough, you say something.
Yes.
And you tell that person. And I did confront her about it, whatever. But I think that my decision to not make it such a big thing was better because at the end of the day, she got her karma back without me having to play a part in it.
Yeah. And I think it's important that when you do find yourself, not to harbor on the point, but when you do find yourself putting out the diversity card, I think you do need to look at the effort you put in. Because if you do have the same amount of effort, and like you said, she didn't know you had that conversation with the lecturer. That's probably why she felt that way. But if you put the effort and say, I want to be in that space, and then you still use the card, then I can understand maybe. But if you're not putting in the same effort and making it known, then that shouldn't be the knee-jerk reaction.
No, exactly.
Do everything on your side first.
If I can jump in there, because JP, I think what you said earlier when we spoke about this, what you maybe are less understanding about is you can understand like older people's mentalities, but you can't really accept it, or you find it hard to accept young people who are so, you know,
yes, sorry, because thanks, Gabby. Yeah, because my tail end of that discussion was if someone is my age and is still telling me those things, that I can't understand. That means you've been indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Like because we live in a country where I went to the school and I saw everything. So if you don't get to see that, then what is it about your space that you are not seeing that? And I think that's. And you can still be empathetic, but I'm less empathetic when they are younger.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. There's your phone. I mean, you're on your phone the whole day. Like there's so many ways you consume information, which that generation doesn't. They will just newspaper put down hatties.
No, exactly.
You know.
But I think like. Rats are made psychologically, man. They are psychologically created. Like it's not. I understand when I can see that you are from like you classist and there's a lot of positionings that have come before you decided to make that statement. You got everything already, and now someone took something away from you, and the first thing that you could think about was race because that's our difference.
Yes.
And I think that for me, understanding that, okay, some people, they're terrible because their parents are terrible and their grandparents are terrible and everyone around them is terrible, that helps. Because like it was, I mean, I don't want to get political, but actually I do. but like it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the genocide happening in Palestine, right? There's a lot of people that are proud Zionists, but we understand that you're a proud Zionist because like it's not working liquor there, man. Like if you actually take away all your biases, then you'll be able to see what's actually going on. Do you know what I mean? But they hide behind all these like
layers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I started something.
No.
Nah, because like there's a whole episode on racism that's just in my brain.
But I mean, we can put it in the PAs here, so we can put it in the diary for the callback.
Because I thought Gabby was going to say more, but that's interesting. What I will say, because we do need to get to the game in the bowl, is sorry.
Would you actually play games in the show?
I didn't know that.
What I would say is that
welcome.
There's this thing about the man and the bear. I don't know if you know that thing on social media.
Please explain.
No.
Where if your child was stuck in the woods, would you rather have them stuck with a man or a bear? Right? And so the idea is that like the one is like openly dangerous and the one is like kind of subtly dangerous, and like there's a lot more harm behind that sort of the veil, if you will. And I think as a Cape Townian, there's two types of racism that we experience from white people. There's ones that's outward. That someone call you, hy's a lekker K-word. Or they call you the H word. They like in your face. And then there's people that are a lot more underhanding, a lot more subtle. That will like talk to lecturers and complain about this and like speak to the manager about you. And so what I do want to sort of highlight is that from my side, because we both in management, so we can recognize this, what you've done, because you are in honors, so you really have the ability, you have the expertise. You did something different where you took initiative and you showed a quality that can translate in that space. And so that's probably, not speaking for the lecturer, that's what they saw, that this person has the guile, the nerve, the audacity to make a success out of themselves. And I think a lot of the times people of color, they don't have that. They have the expertise, but they just don't have that nerve that like, I'm gonna make it. And I think, again, I'm gonna make another No, like I'm actually very proud of the fact that you are working on, I guess, maybe that's your dad, maybe that's your mom, but there's someone in your family that has that quality that you've gained, and you've carried that torch forward on behalf of your family. And I'm like, I'm sure the best for that as well. So now.
Yes.
The game.
It's nice when the game is blessed. It's
So-
in a good light.
Yeah, so we play this game.
Okay.
It's a series of hypothetical questions. And the game is called Say My Now.
But not the practice. Okay,
I'm gonna read them today.
I just pretended I'm taking it out.
Yeah, no, we didn't have budget for that.
The parenting budget
Save
is
the
not in yet.
trees.
Okay, so first one, I have a few options, but I'll go with this one. Simon, now you could choose to be on a reality show.
Ooh.
What show would you want to be on? Can be any like famous reality, Survivor, Amazing Race, Big Brother. I don't know. Like,
Well, they're currently in Survivor at the moment. But
It's giving Hunger Games.
Do game shows count?
yeah.
Oh, easy. Yeah, then easy.
so what's easy?
Oh, I'd want to do like a game show, like a Weakest Link or something like that. Like,
Beast Games?
no. Are you nuts? Yo, that man gets people twerking for capitalism. No, thank you.
So a game show.
Aren't we all? That's crazy. Throw it ass in a circle.
Astaghfirullah.
Oh, we was making small jokes. And now,
It's called halal haram ratio.
Kenny! Okay, now I take everything back that I ever said bad about you. You were the one. I don't just felt like a good redemption moment. I had to manufacture conflict. I'm a performer. Allow me. Anyway, so, Weakest Link.
Oh, I was trying to think of something smart, but the first thing that came into my mind was the Housewives van die Wijnlande.
Yo.
The Real Housewives van die Wijnlande, yeah. Because I've always wanted to live on a farm.
I had to code switch there.
you're a
But
black
not like a farm. Like I want to live in a farm manor. And I feel like those aunties, they know. They know the vibes. You know? So, and they just look like they're living their best lives.
Yeah.
So why not? Why would I now put myself through games?
Can I
and
just
things?
say, I was like, sometimes I'll listen to things when, like, I'll listen to podcasts while I work. And then my friend was hounding me, like, you need to watch Housewives of the Wijnlande, whatever the title is. And I couldn't listen, I couldn't follow because I needed the subtitles. I used to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I couldn't do it.
We don't have the facilities. Fizz.
I'll let you take Survivor. I love Survivor, the game show.
So you guys, you see, men choose pain.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing such hectic things to do for the rest of your life?
No, but I mean, it's also the capitalist in me is $1 million is like 18 million, and I'm set up for life. It's all right.
But it's like, other things that you can make more money, and you
No,
don't
but
have to
it's-
eat cockroaches. You don't have to choose that. Deal or no deal.
Rizaan has to answer 5 questions.
No, I was gonna say no. So survival is actually valid. Like, because there's a lot of expectation that men need to know, like just be able to do certain stuff.
everything, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So it is actually like you'll be able to pitch a tent and stuff like that. It's valid. I think it's
I
valid.
mean, I think you should, because you said you can't cook. So what are you doing? And men can cook, by the way. It's just you. So yeah, pitch your tent to the forest and run from the bear.
That's
we manufactured beef to get
Yeah, because you said you
actual
were
beef.
talking about me behind my back.
It comes out. It's your
That's
fault.
your fault. That's your fault. bro.
The rejection is crazy.
Rejection,
No, but
bro.
Rizaan, really, you can be that friend in the housewives. That friend that comes to the thing if you are not. Sorry, I see it.
By the Weinlander.
Yeah.
Rizaan is a
Next question,
He's saying Rizaan is the op. Rizaan is the op.
Am I off?
Rizaan is
You
the
are
op.
an antagonist.
That's wild.
I'm an
Yeah.
Yeah,
antagonist.
what's that? The Ibrahim from Dubai Bling.
It's getting more and more serious because we're dropping law that I don't even know, my bro. I don't even know this
Yeah,
one.
TikTok and so
That's that
with
brother
you.
that what like pedal with me.
I actually feel like I've misrepresented myself today. That I will do better.
Yeah.
And I will not be seen as the villain of the show.
Yeah.
That's not my arc for the season.
Love it for you. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, please.
Disclaimer now. You had to choose one fast food place to eat that for the rest of your life. What you going with? You can only choose one.
Who still eats fast?
Can I go first? I think mine's Eastern Food Bazaar.
Because of the variety.
Because of the variety. Because I would not be able to eat
But don't you love
a
ramen?
burger all the time.
Wow.
They don't got ramen there.
Oh, okay.
You just doing a
Do they
thing.
not?
No. Not that I can see.
I don't
but-
think they have ramen.
They got like chow
They've got
mein
Hakka
and
noodles.
yeah. But ramen.
It went safely.
Yeah, nice.
I think Eastern Food Bazaar is my final answer.
Yo, I love Eastern food.
That's a good answer. No, you don't get
It
to
came to
answer
me too
last every
quickly.
time.
It came to me too
You
quickly.
don't get to answer last every time. Stop this.
One place. Because now I'm trying to see if I can cover because I can't eat the same thing
Oh,
like that every day.
You need that variety.
Not necessarily variety, just if
But it's not like an everyday thing. Like you only have fast food like once every day.
Oh, so that's the only fast food we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Oh, okay.
It's not that we're not eating anything else for the rest of our
Okay.
lives.
No. But like, you know,
I
like
understood
we'll
it
do
like that.
fast food every now and then, but that you can only go to
Oh, wait,
this
everything
one.
else is on the boycott list.
Yeah.
Fierce. Got you.
No, they
Got
don't
you.
want to see Eastern Food. I can make that food at home.
That was a glorious flex.
Yeah.
But it's like facts because like your thing is like when we go out to eat, don't order something that you can make it.
Look how exposing you now.
See, he's a real one. That's a good quote, Lau.
Oh, we.
That says that I make stuff at home.
What do you making at home? Toast. Mashallah. I'll make dua for you, honestly.
I was on like 3 hit points and she hit me with a final vitality.
Oh my goodness.
She hit me with that special bars with full. What you making at home? Toast.
Oh,
KO.
Nah, but I can like, at least I'll be like on your side. You can pitch a tent, like you fix a tent with me, bro. So like,
Also, I'm very good at direction.
oh, very,
Like, I'm very good at direction.
and very
That's
good
good.
at making playlists. So
I'll take that.
Top tier skills.
You're a W friend, bro.
I'm in your corner,
I
bro.
appreciate you, gang. Whenever I bake something, I'm not bidding for you.
So I think using your scenario, I think I will use the KFC because I won't if I do a fast food and I want to then I want to.
Also, like very interesting to me.
Because I think that's
Interesting.
because I don't eat KFC at all at the moment. So if I do want to have a fast food outlet, that would be the only one.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's his thinking, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's your own
Okay.
personal choice.
Yeah.
Make dua for him as well.
Hey, yo. Hey yo. Okay, so we're talking like the different franchises now. Okay. Oh, nah, Nando's. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
So
What?
you're changing yours.
There
Thameenah.
was
Oh, but I don't know who
You don't know
There
who,
was-
yeah.
choose. I think it's probably going to be a pizza place because I can't
Don't-
really make pizza.
Oh,
Because,
you guys,
yeah.
Nando's is a South African thing, right?
Correct.
Why are we not more upset with like
The UK.
The UK trying to claim that as their own, maybe?
It's different.
Colonialism.
I
don't
can't
know.
swear theirs doesn't taste as nice as ours, so we don't care.
But when Americans go there, they go crazy.
we don't care. It doesn't taste as nice.
And then
We
they
know.
claim it, my bro.
We know
That makes me
ours.
upset.
Their Nando's has like a whole thing there that they do. Like it's a spiritual experience.
But the pettiness.
It's like welcome to culture. Like, but we don't need that.
Okay.
Yeah. We so dick of Nando's that we created spin-offs. Pedro's, Marcelo's, Galitos. We were like, yeah, let's do Nando's but at home.
Oh, wait.
Tikka chicken.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
I must say that Galitos is good just because I'm a brand ambassador for them.
Nice.
That's funny because I
Really
must say
are.
that Galitos are
Yeah.
good.
No, they really are. That was where I tried Pap for the first time. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
it
like
was great.
also like Easy Burgers is delicious.
Yes.
Like those are like space like
Yeah.
do you say those are spaces that are nice, but if I like I also will make burgers at home, but
Yeah.
in terms of eating out Easy Burgers is
Oh, I'm not counting those. I'm not counting like the local like places like
Yeah.
Talladega. and
Like
all
a
that.
medium,
Like a-
medium
no,
food, not
I'm talking
fast
about the
food.
franchises,
Yeah.
man. Because
Because
those,
if I'm-
I'll be sad.
No, because like
I'll be
if you're
sad.
traveling you won't like I won't get it in Joburg.
Yeah.
And like,
What's
that's
our
the
thing with the burgers again? The one that's in Claremont
Smash
now?
tea.
That's in Claremont now?
Smash tea.
That used to be in Waterfront?
Oh,
Woodies.
Woodies, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Can we like bunch all the smash burgers together and then choose that option?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Like just all of them.
Just all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Because there's
I
so
would
many.
choose that.
Dumb. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
That's a good answer. Excellent.
One more now?
You know.
No,
No.
actually, no.
Yeah.
We don't have the facilities
Okay.
for that big
Sorry.
man.
Yeah. 10%.
To close out what? What? Okay. To close out the show, we like to give the guests an opportunity
Batteries
to do
at
two
critical
things. It
condition.
feels weird to call you a guest.
Yeah.
You've taken over. You've actually
Love it.
absolutely shined today,
Yeah.
and it's been a blessing and a
been so
joy.
much
Thank you for
Even though
inviting
you
us
made
onto
me-
your show.
Even if you made me like the villain
Yeah.
of the show, I
Nah,
still
you
appreciate
did
what
that
you've done
yourself.
today.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
So we'd like to give you an opportunity to do things. Number one, like please plug, share, promote any pages, any things that you'd like us to follow, anything that we must like look out for. We'll link it in the bio. Please just like in the camera, just like go for it, plug away. And the second thing is provide a message to your younger self. Yeah. If you could speak to
Cute.
them, yeah.
That's a good question.
That's super. Look, I think that. Who do I want to plug? I mean, follow Living Lekka on Facebook, Thameenah.Daniels on Instagram. You can follow Say Mashallah on TikTok, but I mean, it's just random. I'm just
That's such a
posting
decent
random
name.
things. Yeah, it's just for when I feel like when people post their chills and then I repost it, then they say Mashallah reposted, then they remember. Yes. So I mean, follow that if
She's
you want.
coded.
Yeah.
Like proper anti-coded.
Yeah.
I just have to protect the kids. And oh yes, the cookbook. Thank you, Kimber. This is not Cooking Lekka. You can buy it basically online, livinglekka.
I hit you there, my boy.
Yeah, I can't say that. Why are you just using violence with me today? Anyway, Cooking Lekka, buy your book. I also have social media management business, Living Lekka Social Media Management. If you're a business that cannot run your own socials, come to me, I'll help you. And Communities for Change South Africa. Just keep an eye out for everything that we're doing and come and help out. That's it.
The message to younger self.
Oh, my message. Shame so eloquent. I think that I think that
It's having punankis.
That's, she said cute. I was like, but Punai is
It's Rizaan, actually. Yeah.
think my message to my younger self is that sometimes you feel like you are a little bookworm that won't do anything, won't leave your little space. But if you see us now, like we're literally doing the most, and no one would have expected that we were going to be the person that's like a influencer of our grade. So I'm proud of you for sticking with your values and still being a really super cute person. And I'm proud of us now for maintaining that decorum, for staying sweet, staying super Oulik, and just, trying our best. Because I think that's what's most important.
Take a
Shout out Mochi Thames. But I think for us and everyone in the room, thank you for coming through and sharing the story with us. Because I think as much as we get the chance to speak to you, they also get the chance to experience you.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very big part of who you are, is that we are able to get to know you through the screen. And a lot of people feel that way. So thank you for allowing us the opportunity to capture that. And if you like this content, please do like, share, subscribe, tell your auntie, tell your uncle that Mochi Thames was on the building.
I approve this message.
Hey, we out. Peace.